What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka Allfire. Super lit time to be a Marvel or in general superhero cinema fan. There is so much going on right now. Thor just got a brand new TV spot and trailer. We'll be breaking down new footage here at the channel later today or tomorrow. Miss Marvel just dropped her very first episode last night. We did a watch party for that. Thank you to everybody who came through. Black Adam just dropped his first trailer, which looks amazing. Maybe there's a chance for the DCU to come through after all. And we even have The Boys going on to episode 4. This Friday, I'll actually be doing a watch party and a breakdown for that as well. In the meantime, we got a huge update from the writers themselves on Deadpool, who have just started working on the script, but seem to be doing a ton of interviews this week. This one coming in the last 24 hours from Variety, not only offering a major update as to what direction this film may go and what limits it has to operate within the MCU, but also confirming exactly what rating it's going to have going forward under the Disney umbrella. We're breaking down everything in this brand new update from the writers on Deadpool 3, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider scoop we're covering today and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway, which we are well on our way to. If you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So as his official update as you can get, other than coming from Kevin Feige or the trailer's first title card, the writers on Deadpool 3, Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, who also worked on the first two films, have been doing a couple of interviews in the last week. We covered the first one just 4 days ago with Den of Geek. This in a follow-up interview with Variety breaking just days ago. This is what they had to say about Deadpool under the Disney umbrella and its future rating. Quote, "It's these Disney people, and these people do things their own way, and we're used to doing things our way, so there are differences, but I think the great part is that Marvel's been incredibly supportive. They're gonna let Deadpool be Deadpool, you know, it's not like any particular joke may be the one they say, you know, that's too far. That could happen, but to this point, it's been nothing but support. It's been nothing but, how can we help you? What from our universe would you like to use? How can we make your life easy? And we're gonna let Deadpool be Deadpool. This is not going to be Disney-fied Deadpool. So they're awesome, and now it's up to us to come through and justify that faith." Quote, "When asked if Deadpool's franchise will remain rated R with the upcoming third movie, Reese responded, 'Oh, absolutely. They're not gonna mess with the tone.' I mean, I'd never say never. I guess there's an outside chance, but we've always been told it can be R-rated, and we're proceeding as if it's rated R. We would like it to be rated R. We always have, so I don't think that'll change." Okay, so there are two huge takeaways, but let's start with the latter of him talking about the rating of rated R. Marvel Studios, if they had wanted to change this and make it a PG-13 story, would be changing the very fabric and fiber of who Deadpool the character has been and what has made it such a successful franchise outside of the MCU over at Fox. Had they wanted to make this a PG-13 rating, they would have had that conversation before they let Reese and Wernick loose to write the script. You don't do that afterwards. That would be a major gaffe in production sequencing. So it's safe to say this is going to be the MCU's first rated R film, but more importantly, that now opens the door for other characters that call for it going forward, especially some assumed or introduced real recently like Punisher or Moon Knight, to have a rated R rating as well, especially if all of these characters should find themselves on the same team in the Midnight Suns. Then there's a hope for that to be rated R as well. And if you haven't heard me say it at the channel before, the demographics just indicated by this YouTube channel, but in general for Marvel Studios, a majority of them are over the age and well within the demographic to watch rated R films. It's just that the overall branding of Disney, once they assumed Marvel Studios, like all the rest of their franchises, try and usually steer their properties into a place that are ultimately family friendly. That's the whole flagship of Disney and why their stuff has broad appeal. But it's also the reason we don't have a rated R Marvel movie yet, but we're finally going to have one, and if this works as well as the other two movies have, hopefully it'll be the start of a lot of things to come. Now, the other huge reveal during these quotes coming from them was that Marvel Studios basically said to them, "Who do you want to use from our universe and in what way?" I'm actually quite surprised to hear that, considering Marvel's MCU right now is in a place that needs a lot of defining and a lot of direction, And Deadpool himself has a huge hurdle to climb in explaining how he's going from the now Fox defunct universe, where we all expected this to happen during Multiverse of Madness, or at least in a post-credit scene, seeing them coming in through some Illuminati headquarters or portal. We have no explainer for why Deadpool is going to show up in the MCU. He shouldn't and wouldn't have been part of the spell during Spider-Man No Way Home, and absolutely has no tie to any of the characters in the MCU. So while it's awesome to hear that they have Marvel supporting using things from the MCU universe, I wonder how it's going to work going the other way, which adjacent characters they're going to need to retain for Deadpool from the first couple of films, namely Negasonic Teenage Warhead, who I want to see back, but also in a character like Colossus, which would be the MCU's first X-Men, but considering how they just canonized everything with the now defunct Fox universes by bringing in a Patrick Stewart variant of Professor X, leaving the door wide open, making it not a matter of how it happened. We know there's a multiverse and Deadpool's in it, just a matter of why it happened, and even if he's going to be the same variant we followed through those Fox universes. My inkling is yes, but we'll still have to wait and see. At the very least, it's still going to be rated R. I do want to say one thing though as a final thought, and I know quite honestly that this is my opinion entirely, but Marvel Studios has a really weird spot here in Marvel Phase 4. I feel like, you know, we gave them a pass because of the pandemic, which left them in a spot where they didn't know what was going on with the projects in full, so their basic MO was get them done at all costs, cut all the silly cameos, do the best we can to get these out, and don't really let them tie to each other or explain too much because we don't know what order they're coming out. If we don't lock ourselves into something, the less chance we have of making a mistake, which I totally get. But if the next 2 years don't start picking up in that explainer format and really moving these storylines forward and bringing it together, showing that sort of interconnectedness we've come to expect, then I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. And so the reason I say this is because you have Deadpool on the horizon, who's set to come in and make fun of all this in the moment that really I'm yearning for explainers. I'm not looking to be undercut right now with the MCU. I'm looking to take it a little more seriously. What I'm hoping we get from, say, something like a Wakanda Forever, akin to the tone that we got from Winter Soldier, and say a little less like the immediate undercutting and the sarcasm that we're going to get from Deadpool, who's surely going to come on the scene and make fun of all this in real life, in the real moment. Does that make sense? And sort of put it on its head in a moment when I'm looking for the opposite. But that's just personal preference. I'm sure they're going to find a way to do it. And ultimately, I think the biggest question here is whether or not this is going to be the first appearance of the X-Men in the MCU, probably still with no explainer of mutants. But hey, how is Deadpool going to end up as a part of the MCU? That is a huge question for a video we've been working on for the last couple of weeks, but I'm gonna let you guys weigh in now down in the comments. Please, by all means, if you have figured out how Deadpool is showing up in the MCU, other than them just literally zooming out, breaking the fourth wall, and showing Ryan Reynolds walking into Kevin Feige's office, how do you think he's showing up? What's the explainer? I'm all ears. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Okay, we're still giving away PlayStation 5s all the way up to 1 million subscribers. The next one will be at 980, and we're already well on our way. So if you want to be entered to winner for any of the future giveaways, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below because it's truly random. The more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name AllFires. Well, I'd sincerely appreciate you checking that out. Thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.